Hello, seniors and parents. I am going to present this information that was given to the students at the meeting on October 27th for our senior students. The objectives of this meeting were to go over some loose ends for credits for graduation, to talk about college reps and college visits, to talk about the college applications and process, the ACTs, the ASSET, the Compass, scholarships, activity resumes, and the FAFSA, and to give out some other helpful resources, some calendar of events and timelines for students to be following as they look towards graduation. First of all, real briefly, graduation requirements. Reminder, it's 48 credits. Some of those being specific requirements. All seniors are credit checked each semester. We'll be checking those again at the end of first semester and talking with any seniors who look like they are in jeopardy of potentially not graduating or who do not have the correct classes on their schedule so we can make sure they have what they need to graduate. If you are making up any courses, credit recovery at the Success Center, please let me know. And of course, come in and see me if you have any questions. Some of you already know where you are going next year or what you are doing. If you do not know, I've included links here that you can check out to a couple different sites that can help you potentially narrow down your college choices or match you up with colleges that would be good choices for you based on the criteria that you enter. Both of these are very good resources. Please check them out. The next thing is entrance exams, entrance tests, acceptance scores, and things that you may need for college. There are a lot of these out there. They can get confusing. And you need to be checking with colleges on what they require, what they accept. If you need to retake any of these tests in order to be in college level classes at their college because they are different. Even between like Iowa Lake and Iowa Central, their score cuts are different. So students need to be checking with colleges on what they are requiring at their schools. The ACT is the common one our students take here for acceptance and admissions into a four-year college. So if you're planning to go to a four-year college, hopefully you've already taken or plan to take shortly the ACT, the registration. You can see there's a link here to go to find the test date, and the registration is all done online. I do have fee waivers in my office for any students who are free or reduced lunch. You may use a fee waiver to pay for your test. See me about that. ASSET and Compass, if you are planning to attend a community college, you have most likely taken the ASSET test when you were a sophomore, and if you're going to a community college, it would be important to check to see if your scores meet their requirements to take college level classes, and if not, to retake those before you enroll in college full time. Scholarships. My blog is linked here, and you can go directly to my site. I have a whole bunch of scholarship information on there. There are local scholarships, there are national scholarships, there are all kinds of scholarships on there. There's also thousands and thousands more out there. If you take the time, even doing a Google search, you will find all sorts of scholarships. All of them have different deadlines. All of them have different requirements as far as what you can apply for, what you're eligible for. So it's really important that you're doing your research. It's not a one-size-fits-all where I can just hand you a packet and these are the ones you are eligible for, because all of you are going to be eligible for different scholarships. And so it's very important that you go out, get out online, and be searching for the scholarships that are available that you can apply for. I send a lot of scholarships out through your email, via my Twitter account, which is linked here. And my Facebook page will now have that information on there too, as it's directly linked to my Twitter account. But the main things is just begin looking, doing those searches, watching deadlines. Also checking with your colleges that you're looking to attend. They all have different deadlines also for their scholarships. Some of them might be due in November. Some of them might be due in December. Some may be due in January. Some may be due in April. Some have rolling deadlines where you can apply for scholarships at any time. Some of the bigger ones, the presidential ones, may have earlier deadlines. So it's very, very important that you individually start looking at your colleges and contacting them and getting on their websites and finding out what is out there for you for scholarships. Activity resume is a great thing to include with your scholarship application. You can be working on this now if you don't already have one. It's simply somewhat like a job resume, but it's more for what you've been involved in high school, showcasing your high school volunteer work, anything you've done in the community. There's a sample one here. You can Google that also, and you'll be able to find all sorts of examples. These are good to include with your college applications and your scholarship applications. If you need a letter of recommendation, who do you ask? When do you ask? Okay, getting those now is important. Again, check with your colleges for scholarships that they offer. That is a big one. Make sure you're checking their deadlines and what you need to be eligible for those. And taking the time to fill out the scholarships. They look at thousands of applications. Make yourself stand out. Why should they choose you? The Iowa Lakes Online Common Scholarship Application. We encourage all of our students to apply for this. If you have intentions of going somewhere else, simply for a backup plan, just in case that school that you're hoping to go to, if that doesn't work out or you don't end up, for one reason or another, don't end up going there and you end up at Iowa Lakes, you have some assistance there. Iowa Lakes gives a lot of scholarships to our students. So please take the time to fill that out. It's one common scholarship application that will put you in the pool for a whole bunch of scholarships through the college. Now that's not to be confused with the local scholarships that we also offer that can be used towards Iowa Lakes too. And those are offered through our community members. But we also encourage you to do this online common scholarship application. And in fact, we believe it's open now. Usually it hasn't opened until January, but you can access that now online. And this is hyperlinked here, so you can just click directly on it and go to that site to start filling that out. College information. We talked a bit earlier about College Raptor, and that is a website that will give you an estimated college cost, real true college cost, not the sticker price college cost, match for programs that you would be interested in. It takes income information without actually having the FAFSA, just an estimated cost of what it may be for you to attend different schools. Check that website out. College visits and college reps. We have many of those going on right now. And when your colleges of interest are here, make sure you're coming in to see those people. They're the ones who can help you answer questions such as admissions requirements, ACT requirements, what types of classes could you be taking now to transfer to the colleges and universities, because they are all different in what they will accept for transfer. Talking with those people, making that connection is important. Make sure you're stopping in to see them when they are here. Different types of colleges that there are: the 2-year colleges, 4-year colleges, public colleges, private colleges. vocational and tech programs. There are all kinds of them out there. What do you need for what you want to go into? It's important that you find that out before you get started into school. Is it a certificate program? Is it a diploma program? And this seems like a lot. If you are not sure, please stop in and we can chat and see and do some checking, and I can help you with these types of things. Applications, make sure you are comparing schools. Don't just look at their sticker price. Sometimes those can be a little shocking, but many times after the financial aid goes through, people are surprised at the cost of different colleges once the aid has been applied. And another thing to keep in mind, you are the customer. Don't be afraid to ask for help, ask for explanation, ask them to explain the financial aid to you. Have you applied yet? Have you been applying to schools? I know some of you have been. I've been getting some transcript requests and recommendations. Make sure if you're debating between different schools, apply to some different levels of schools. Apply to some of what you would consider a dream school. Okay, where would you go if you could? And some safe schools. You'll never know if you don't apply. Give yourself options. Do you know the admissions requirements for those schools? This is a student's responsibility, as they are all different. Make sure you are checking with those places. Make sure you know what you need. If you're unsure of it, call their admissions office. That's what they're there for, to help you out, to work you through that process, to see if you're going to meet admission. I can help you somewhat, but every college is different, so I'm glad to help you or get on the phone with you and make those phone calls. If you need an official transcript, Marla sends those from the front office. I can give you an unofficial one if you simply need your class rank or your GPA or your grades for a class. But if you need an official one, please see Marla. If you took Iowa Lakes classes, or simply even our dual credit ones offered here on campus, you will need Iowa Lakes transcript sent to your college. Otherwise, they will have no way to know that you took college credit. Therefore, you will not be getting credit for those college classes. On our transcript, it does not say it was a college class. So you need to make sure that you request an Iowa Lakes transcript. And we do this always every year on the last day of seniors classes. But they may want those ahead of time too. So if they request that, make sure you get those. There's a link here to get Iowa Lakes transcript request. And I have some in my office also if you want to stop in. Sometimes the application fees are waived. If you are free or reduced lunch, sometimes schools will waive that for you. That is something is individual again by each school. So a phone call to the school to ask them. Usually I just need to write you a letter verifying that you are free or reduced, and then they will waive your fee. Certain times of the year, such as Minnesota has 1 week where I believe most all schools waive their application fee. If you can watch for those types of things, you can save yourself some money. The RAI score, students who are considering Iowa State, Iowa UNI, there is a link here for the RAI calculator. There is a link here also for our ELC approved, RAI approved courses. You can view those here. All of our classes that count into this. You can see you need the ACT score. Your high school class rank is figured in here. Your high school GPA. And the number of high school courses you've completed in core subject areas, meaning math, science, English, social studies, foreign language. Okay. And again, you were all given a transcript at our senior meeting. You can look through there. And I can help you with that if you need help with your RAI. The magic number is 245. If you meet that score, you're accepted. So keep this in mind when you're applying to Iowa State, UNI. Letters of recommendation we touched briefly on. If you need these, make sure you ask the recommenders if they will be willing to write you a letter first. Pick someone who knows you well. Okay? Don't ask somebody to write a letter of recommendation that you barely know. Okay? This should be somebody such as a coach, a teacher, an employer, a pastor, somebody you feel would be able to accurately and honestly give you a recommendation. Give them enough time to complete them. Do not ask them the day before it is due. Okay? Many of your teachers and other people get asked to do multiple applications or recommendations. So if they're all trying to complete them by a certain time, make sure they have enough time to be able to do a good job with those. And also make sure you use your manners. Okay, ask them nicely. Thank them for doing it. It does take some of their time. And it doesn't hurt to include your activity resume with this. Give them a list of things that you've been involved in so it can help them to give you the best letter of recommendation that they can. Scholarships, again, can't stress this enough. Time equals money. Many students, many times will tell me they are not filling out any scholarship applications if they have to write an essay. Typically, if you can write one fairly decent essay, you can tweak it to the multiple scholarships that you need it for. If you spend 1 hour on a scholarship and get $1,000, that's a pretty good payout. Not very many jobs will pay you $1,000 an hour. It does pay off in the end, even though it may not seem like a lot at the time. Okay, and once you've got that letter, save it in your Google Drive and use it again. The FAFSA financial aid. Everyone who's planning to go to school should fill out the FAFSA. Some scholarships do require it, so make sure that that part of the process is completed. It does not become available until January 1st. Okay. You click here to get your FSA ID, which used to be called the PIN number. You can get that anytime. So you can get your account ready and get that started now. So when January 1st comes, you're ready to fill out the application. And here is the FAFSA site. You can kind of go in there and see and look around. This link provides you a list from the Iowa College Access Network that gives you the specific details of what you need to be able to fill out your FAFSA form. It tells you what you need to have in hand. The FAFSA is a very critical piece of the college process. Make sure you complete this. And we will have a financial aid night for seniors and their parents on January 5th. So please try to make sure to attend that. That will be specifically targeted towards the FAFSA and the financial aid process. We will touch a little on scholarships at that point, but Iowa College Access Network will present that on the FAFSA. If you need help with this, you can contact colleges. Some of the financial aid myths that they won't qualify for financial aid, so it's not worth applying. If you don't apply for financial aid, you will not be able to be eligible for some grants, scholarships, work study, loans. Okay. Iowa Lake's online scholarship. There are some of the scholarships that you need the FAFSA in order to be eligible for. So make sure you complete this component of the college process. I'm only getting loans, so I don't need to file the FAFSA. The reality of that, federal student loans are the best choice when borrowing money, and these are only obtainable through filling out the FAFSA. So you can look through those. NCAA, just real briefly on this, if you're planning to participate in a D1 or D2 athletics, you need to file a student release with the NCAA Eligibility Center. The website is here. Make sure you check that out if this would be affecting you. Iowa College Access Network has about anything you could possibly want to know about the college planning process. Calendars, timelines, what you need for the FAFSA, webinars, scholarship links. just about anything you could possibly want. You can go to this website and check it out. And again, the financial aid meeting on January 5th. There's some videos here that you can play. I'm not going to play them now, but you can watch them, giving some information about the FAFSA, how do you fill it out, when you're filling it out, after you fill it out. And the next slides give estimated timelines for students on some things that they could be doing or should be doing as the year goes on. But again, you need to check with your colleges because some of these dates and deadlines are different at every school. So it's not a specific date that I can put in the announcements and say, here's when these things are due. You've got to be watching your colleges and be talking to those people. And you can look through the month. Here are some helpful websites that you could access through here. My website, again, has all sorts of information and links to many scholarships on there. Iowa College Access Network, again, has a wealth of information on there. The College Application Guide, this is a newer publication that I just received, and I read through it, and it has a lot of really good information. I shared this out via email, and I also put it out on my Twitter and Facebook, so take a minute to read through that too. It's not real lengthy, so it has good description of the process. And again, see me if you have questions. Okay, I'm here to help you. Please see me if you need any help in the planning process.